This is my home.
The Na'vi will fight on your side against the RDA.
I am Na'vi, and I will protect Pandora. Sivako!
Call it tried and trusted, while worn or long established, the familiar Ubisoft open world formula is the obvious fit for quests in wondrous locations. Massive Entertainment is also the ideal studio to build, in captivating detail, the world of Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Within minutes of exploring the Kinglor Forest as Na'vi, any doubt we had over who was making Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora was gone. The game feels like Assassin's Creed Pandora meets Far Cry RDA. The framework that Massive invites us to explore works out just fine. In fact, we wanted more. The project has been underway for at least 6 years now, announced back in 2017. It was described as a major undertaking with Avatar's own director James Cameron at the helm. It even has his very own Lightstorm Entertainment film production company on board. We mention this because at the very least, Frontiers objectively showcases an extraordinary amount of construction work from many of the artists involved. But a fair question still remains, is the game fun to play?
Ewa, we enter your welcoming arms, at one with all things connected through you. Guide this traveler, bring them to the heart of the nest.
Explore, immerse, and adventure are the terms Cameron has used to describe the goals for Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Going into our hands-on session, one concern was that play has become a dirty word for such a high-profile game. Play means we need more than just interacting with plants and collecting resources. We need to actually play the game. And so it is a relief to find that the moment-to-moment flow of Frontiers is enjoyable. The desire to express your inner Na'vi is fueled by the beyond human actions that make you smile. Massive has the control field just right, sensing that a powerful avatar is at your command. Strong limbs and the heart of a Thanator. It recalls the best moments of Assassin's Creed parkour, but from a first-person perspective against a gorgeous alien landscape. It draws you in. Our time with the game, lasting approximately 2 hours, was across 4 main missions. We played the Eye of Ewa, Take Flight, Those Who Guide Us, and Pushing Back. Between them, it gave a good impression of how the role-playing themes as Na'vi are handled throughout the game. The Eye of Ewa mission is an unhurried resource-finding trek through the Kinglor Forest. Kinglor being precious moth-like creatures who are now suffering. You are with the clan helping the leader's daughter Atua and Master Weaver Nefika to solve the mystery as to why. Most of the time is spent adapting to the Na'vi site, which highlights waypoints and illuminates points of interest. In this case, mangrove hive nectar used in Kinglor rituals. Everything spotted can be referenced in a hunter's guide, which acts as an AR wearable. Alongside the nectar, you can harvest fruits with a simple mechanic. Frontiers is quite fond of such mechanics, which later include hacking control panels and local computer networks. It is a meditative pastime brought to life by sprinting along the great roots of the mangrove trees and using vines to hoist yourself higher, a taster for the more daredevil exploits soon to come. Take Flight, on the other hand, is a mission that really taps into the dream of becoming a Na'vi as seen in the Avatar movies. It is a breathtaking ascent of the iconic floating mountains to subdue and form a lifelong bond with your Ikran, a dragon-like Na'vi steed.
Now name her. She has made herself yours. It is wondrous to fly on thought alone, to touch the mind of another. Your hearts beating as one. You must secure the bond with a final act of trust.
How do I...
Roll for her! Roll for your Ikra!
Yes! We did it, girl! You did it!
During this long and dramatic sequence, plants like the mermaid's tail catapult your avatar between platforms. Gateway lilies block the path ahead until triggers are found and activated. A short cave section is then lit by luminescent flora within. They look magical. Massive has done a super job of interpreting the movie world as an exhilarating playground here. A male warrior named E2 guides you through the ritual, ultimately hurling you off a ledge and forcing you to call the Ikran while falling. It is one example of how Frontiers uses narrative segments to link in the action, showcasing more movie-like 3D models and animation that brings Pandora to life. The main NPC Navi all talk and gesture convincingly. Though we didn't spend too long in the menus, we did briefly inspect the skill tree for our Navi, which is based around ancestor memories, sort of like genetic capabilities we remember and master. Categories include Hunter, Warrior, Survivor, and Maker. For example, investing experience points can boost tactical awareness and limit the noise made by footsteps for stealth purposes. Maker skills improve the quality of crafted gear and weapons or extend the benefits of consumables. Your Ikran also gets a skill tree of its own for resilience and greater aerial prowess. In the Those Who Guide Us mission, Itua outlines what's at stake in the struggle between the Navi and the Sky people. If we do not fight, we lose everything. We did not want war, but they have made us warriors.
If we do not fight, we will lose everything. We did not want war, but they have made us warriors. We must bring the fight to them.
This purely narrative interlude is staged as a cutscene with no interaction, but at the end of which a new bow recipe to craft is unlocked among the rewards. If you've bought into the RPG aspect of Frontiers, tailored weaponry is exciting. So a few words on some of the problems we faced during this demo, in case all of this seems a bit too positive. Our first hands-on mission, the Eye of Ewa, takes place hours before the opening scenes of the game, in which tutorials play an important role. We struggle to make sense of the user interface, particularly the Navi site, and matching up the brief objective descriptions with points on the map. Additionally, some of the mechanics such as the harvesting and weapon tool selection, even though we were playing in guided mode with the most assistance, all tutorial aspects did seem lacking. The Gateway Lily puzzle, for example, is still especially baffling. One undeniable downside to Frontiers, which I'm sure they'll fix in the release version, is the overly long travel times between some locations. There was no fast travel in this demo, which means we had to trek up and down between missions. Fast travel was not a feature in the demo yet, but I'm confident it will be in the main game. Now with that being said, by the time we launched into Pushing Back, the final mission in the demo, we felt very much in the zone. We had already tackled some light combat with RDA units on the ground and some aerial battles against Scorpion gunship patrols. We had also invested some skill upgrades to silent footsteps, amplify damage and boost ammo capacity.
Today we finish what they started. Let their ashes shroud the sky. I will throw their fire.
Pushing Back is how it feels to be that warrior, bones reinforced with carbon fiber armor that is very hard to kill. Your Ikran is also key to mission success, which adds to the action. It helped to swoop onto RDA aerial devices, which are floating platforms that have been disturbing the Kinglor food cycle in the woods below. The Scorpion gunship battles kept us on our toes too, clearing the way to scan and then sabotage the control panels. Since there are many of these enemies guarding the platforms, accuracy is important too. They can be brought down in stages, targeting gunners first and then the engines that go up in smoke. It feels great. The final act of this mission took place within a hydro oil extractor outpost, a rather filthy industrial complex. During our attempt, the area was soaked in torrential rain, with fine mist obscuring all the structures and RDA guards. This allowed us to strike weak points on bigger targets using the bow, only switching to the rifle when the action became more heated in close quarters. In essence, Pushing Back is about activating switches affecting drill towers, water pipelines and internal generators, all while systematically taking apart the outpost defenses. It is a tremendous set-piece encounter with explosions triggered as alarms ring and lights flash. Classic James Cameron cinematic presentation with you orchestrating the unfolding of the chaos. It is that kind of mission well suited for a time-limited challenge mode, managed to perfection. The misery rained down on the RDA is amplified by their panicked radio chatter and cries of frustration. You can cause and capitalize upon so much confusion amid the devastation. As lasting impressions go, Pushing Back is up there with the best sci-fi shooter experiences from recent decades. The control feel is phenomenal, the visual effects are often stupendous, sound design is magnificent, and the orchestral score is calming or hair-raising exactly when needed. If you're somebody who appreciates the direction taken by the newest Assassin's Creed entry, or perhaps have fond memories of Far Cry 5, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora should be on your list of must-have games during December. Usual downgrades apply, but we can only trust that Massive Entertainment will deliver on the promise of this demo. So those are some of our thoughts with our early hands-on with Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. The game is scheduled to release on 7 December for PS5, Xbox Series X and S and PC. Huge thanks to Ubisoft for giving us the opportunity to play this demo, and an even bigger thanks to Paul Davies for covering the demo for us. While you're here, don't forget to like this video and please subscribe to the channel. Visit www.glitch.online for more gaming tech news and reviews. Until next time, farewell.